Rainollon here. Today is another build showcase and it's Epitaph Prime. Today I'm going to show you two builds. Let's start with the first one, which is the Epitaph Prime Primer build. And the mods I use on this build are Prime Fulmination for blast radius, Accelerated Epitaph, which gives you radiation fire rate, Amalgam Barrel Diffusion, Multi-Shot, and Dodge Speed, Sure-Footed, 9% stash chance, Auger Seeker, 9% stash duration, Frostbite and Pistol Pestilence both giving you stash chance. One gives you Toxin, one gives you Cold. Cold and Toxin gives you Viral. And Jolt, which gives you Electricity stash chance. And yeah, these are the mods I use. For the Access Weapon Adapted slot mods, I would highly recommend going for Lethal Momentum for projectile speed. This is a projectile weapon, so it will help you out a lot. For the Arcane Secondary Encumber, on status effect there is a plus 24% chance to trigger a second random status effect, but because we're going to be proccing a lot of elements, this is quite good. This is a primer build, so we're going to proc a lot of elements, switch to our melee or primary, and they're going to do a lot more damage. For the passive, plus 20% headshot damage when wielded by Sevagot, so you have to use Sevagot to use this passive, but if you're not doing that, it's useless. For the stats, charge time and fire rate are solid, magazine is 1, maximum ammo is 40, ammo pickup is 20, really good ammo economy, reload is 0.6, which is solid, accuracy very high, trigger charge, punch through 0, riven is horrible, critical chance and critical damage are kinda horrible, but the stash chance is really good, and that's the quick shots, and the quick shots do explode in a 10 meter radius, but thanks to Prime Fulmination, it's 14.4 meter radius, which is quite nice. And it also procs blast, which is nice. And the weapon does have a 100% chance to proc cold. So you're going to be proccing viral, cold, impact, puncher, slash, electricity, radiation, blast. And then secondary encumber also has a chance to proc also a random element. You'll maybe see corrosion or gas damage or heat. You know, it's just going to be quite nice for priming enemies. And for the charge shot, we're not going to focus on the charge shot at all. We're just going to be tapping, but I'm going to talk about the charge shot on the second build. So how does this build work? So time for me to show you in game. So you're going to spawn a bunch of enemies, level 200 Steel Path, Orc Builder Group dudes, and you're just going to tap your Epitaph. And your weapon that has Galvanized App, which direct damage plus every... I'm speaking. For every enemy that has... Jesus, dude, would you shut the hell up? Let me explain it like this. For every enemy that has status effect on them, plus 40% direct damage per status type affecting on a target. So, Epitaph, you're just going to prime a lot of enemies. Like this. This guy has now a lot of elements. I switched to my weapon, and as you can see, this is also without any deadhead stacks. And I'm chunking. That's a heavy gunner, it just disappears. And it is like the best primer in the game. It also freezes enemies because it has cold damage, guaranteed chance to proc. So yeah, if you want to do a lot of damage in the very beginning of the game without any stacks, or you want to kill bosses really fast, use this build, just tap a couple of times, switch to your main weapon or melee and just shoot, and you're just going to do a lot of damage. And it's quite nice. So yeah, that's my primer build. But there's another build, which is the Damage Dealer Epitaph. The Damage Dealer Epitaph, the mods are all of the Galvanized Shot for stash chance and direct damage per stash from target, Galvanized Scope for critical chance, Galvanized Diffusion, Multi-Shot, critical damage from target cracker. This here gives you Viral, Lethal Torrent for fire rate and Multi-Shot, and I have no capacity, but if I did, I'll definitely use Prime Heated Charge to give me a lot more increased damage and also heat. So yeah, that's pretty much the setup I use. Instead of using Secondary Encumber, you will use Secondary Deadhead, which gives you quick access to 360 increased damage and also 30% headshot multiplier. And yeah, it's just quite nice. And the stats on this, as you can see here, the charge shots have a 50 base critical chance. Then you add on top of that, get on this crosshair, which is 320%. So yeah, you're going to see some orange and red crits with this. Crit multi is also really good. The total damage is really good. So yeah, time for me to show you. So this is also without using any other weapons or buffs. This is just Epitaph. And yeah, I saw some millions and you're going to see them too. So press it a couple times, hold left click, release. First get some stacks from Deadhead. Now tap it, hold. There you go, 1 million. $2 million there, 3 million. Yeah, it's disgusting. 7 million, 7 million, 8 million. It's disgusting. It's a really powerful burst weapon. And the synergy with just tapping, proccing a bunch of elements, then holding and just hitting like a truck is such a nice, very unique way you can use this weapon. And the ammo economy is really good. You can just destroy Archons, not Archons, the Acolytes like this, just tapping, proccing a bunch of elements, hold, headshot, and they're dead. And yeah, it's quite powerful. It's a really good weapon. It's one of the most popular weapons in the game, especially the primer build, this build here. Everybody in their mother is using this. It's mandatory, it's not really mandatory, it's just quite nice quality of life that you can just proc a bunch of elements, switch to your primary, secondary, and you just do a lot of damage. And yeah, that's my Epitaph Prime build. Both of them. I hope you enjoyed the build. Thank you everybody for watching. Leave a like, sub, and see you all next time. Thank you. Goodbye.